The great white shark is a 13-feet ocean titan, dwarfing a human 2 times over. Yet it is a mere fraction of the 20-meter megalodon, a whale-killing colossus that reached lengths equivalent to 10 humans standing head to toe. We see sloths as small arboreal creatures, around 2 feet long. But their ancestor, Megatherium, was a giant that can reach 13 feet that roamed the American. Modern tiger and saber-toothed tiger roughly had the same height, but their teeth length is a different story. Saber-toothed tiger beat the modern tiger by 7 inches at 11 inches length in their upper canines. While we admire today's wildlife from a distance, the animals we know today had terrifying ancestors that make our current apex predators look like family pets in comparison. We're comparing 17 modern creatures against their prehistoric counterparts to see exactly how much the world has shrunk. Lion is the apex predator of the African savanna today, with a shoulder height of roughly 3 feet 9 inches and weight around 419 pounds, compared to the prehistoric American lion, which stood at a towering 5 feet 2 inches and reached an estimated 926 pounds, making it nearly double the mass of its descendant, despite only 30% height difference. As the American lion had to endure the much colder, temperate climates of Pleistocene North America, they likely possessing a thicker fur, more insulating coat, and potentially lacking the heavy mane seen in modern African lions. Any other difference includes their social structure, where unlike the modern lions that famously live in prides, it is still debated whether the American lion was a social hunter or a solitary wanderer of the Pleistocene. Elephant species, like the African bush elephant, reach a shoulder height of about 10 feet 5 inches, whereas the straight-tusked elephant was a true colossus, standing at 14 feet 8 inches. While the modern African elephant weighs around 6 tons, the straight-tusked elephant could reach a massive 13 tons, making it more than twice as heavy as its modern relative. The tusks on the prehistoric ancestor were significantly longer and lacked the dramatic curve seen in modern elephants. The straight-tusked elephant was specifically adapted to the temperate forests of Eurasia, rather than the open plains or tropical jungles favored by modern species. Boa constrictors typically reach lengths of 13 feet and weighs around 66 pounds in the modern wild. A mere fraction of the titanoboa, which reached a staggering 42 feet and could reach around 1 ton in weight. They also have difference in their skull anatomy, as titanoboa possessed a much more robust and reinforced cranium with a denser skeletal structure compared to the highly flexible and delicate skulls of modern boas. A necessary adaptation for gripping massive prey. While modern boas focus on birds and small mammals, titanoboa lived a semi-aquatic life and likely preyed upon giant prehistoric crocodiles and massive fish. White rhinoceros stands at a shoulder height of 5 feet 9 inches and weight roughly 2 tons, looking quite small when compared to the Paraceratherium, which reached heights of 15 feet 7 inches and reached an estimated 15 to 20 tons. Unlike the short, thick neck of the modern ground-grazing rhino, the neck on Paraceratherium was much longer, allowing it to reach high foliage. The modern rhino is defined by its iconic keratin horns, while its giant ancestor was completely hornless, possessing a smooth skull that stood in stark contrast to the weaponry of its modern descendants. Even though Paraceratherium lacked horns, it relied on its massive body and overwhelming scale to deter any predators. Armadillo species like the 9-banded armadillo reach about 2 feet 4 inches in length and weighs roughly 11 pounds, while the prehistoric Glyptodon was a massive 10 feet 8 inches long and reached an estimated 4,400 pounds. The shell on Glyptodon was a solid, non-articulated dome, unlike the flexible bands of the modern armadillo. Glyptodon possessed a specialized bony helmet-like cap atop its skull to ensure total coverage, whereas modern species often lack this secondary cranial armor and rely on tucking their heads under their flexible carapaces. Sariema are modern South American birds standing at 3 feet and weighs roughly 3 pounds. But their terror bird ancestor, Kelenkin, stood at a terrifying 9 feet 8 inches and reached an estimated 550 pounds. The skull, which in the modern Sariema is about 10 centimeters long, whereas the Kelenkin possessed a massive 70-centimeter skull with a sharp-edge hooked beak designed for killing. The modern Sariema hunts lizard and snakes, such as the coral snake, subduing the prey by slamming it against the ground to render it motionless before eating it. The Kelenkin was an apex predator that likely used this same slamming method when hunting small animals like armadillos. But when chasing down medium-sized mammals, it potentially used its massive, long beak to hack into its prey with hatchet-like force before consuming it. Brown bear individuals can stand 5 feet at the shoulder and weight around 660 pounds. But the Arctotherium, or known as short-faced bear, reached 6 feet at the shoulder and could weigh up to 1.6 tons. The snout on the prehistoric giant was shorter and much more robust compared to the brown bear. While modern brown bears are famous omnivores, the largest species of Arctotherium were likely more specialized predators or aggressive scavengers that dominated their landscape. Bison in North America today stand about 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighs up to 2,000 pounds, whereas the bison latifrons reached heights of 8 feet 2 inches at the shoulder and could reach an immense 2 tons, making it significantly more imposing. Bison latifrons' horns had a massive span of over 6 feet 8 inches, compared to the much smaller 2 feet span of modern bison. Modern bison are icons of the open plains. They usually form a massive herds, while bison latifrons is believed to have been more solitary or lived in small groups. Navigating in tight, high-density herds on the open plains would have been physically cumbersome, with that massive horns on their head. Tiger species have a shoulder height of 3 feet 6 inches and typically weighs around 500 pounds, while the Smilodon populator reached about 4 feet and much more heavily built, at an estimated 900 pounds, despite only 4-inch differences in height. This ancestor featured iconic 11-inch upper canines that dwarf the 4-inch teeth of its modern relative. While tigers rely on a suffocating throat bite, Smilodon populator likely used its massive forelimbs to pin prey before delivering a precise, fatal strike with its sabers. Great white shark specimens average 13 feet in length and weighs around 1 ton, which is tiny compared to the legendary Megalodon, at an estimated 59 feet and could reach a staggering 50 tons in weight. This ancestor teeth reaching 18 centimeters, while modern teeth rarely exceed 7 centimeters. The great white primarily hunts seals, while the megalodon was a specialized whale killer that shaped the evolution of marine mammals. Ostrich is the tallest bird today at 9 feet 2 inches and weighs roughly 320 pounds. But the elephant bird of Madagascar stood at a similar 9 feet 8 inches while being much more massive, with weight up to 1,500 pounds. This prehistoric possessed incredibly thick, pillar-like legs compared to the slender legs of an ostrich. The elephant bird laid the largest eggs of any vertebrate, reaching 1 feet in length, compared to the 6-inch eggs of an ostrich, which are already the largest of any living bird. Komodo dragons are the largest lizards today at 9 feet 8 inches in length and weighs around 176 pounds. Yet they are overshadowed by the megalania, which reached lengths of 19 feet 7 inches and could reach 1.9 tons in weight. Megalania's skull and jaw structure were more heavily built to support the massive muscle attachments needed for larger prey. Modern Komodos hunt deer, but Megalania was the top predator of Pleistocene Australia, hunting giant marsupials the size of cars. Sloth species today are small, arboreal creatures, around 2 feet long, and weighs a mere 9 pounds. A stark contrast to the Megatherium, which reached lengths of 20 feet and reached a colossal 4 tons. Its giant claws and robust weight-bearing feet were evolved for standing upright and pulling down tree branches. Unlike the thin, hook-like claws of modern sloths, which are specialized solely for hanging in the canopy. While modern sloths spend their lives in the trees, the Megatherium was a ground-dwelling giant that roamed the Americas. Wolf packs are led by individuals with a shoulder height of 2 feet 8 inches and weighs roughly 90 pounds, compared to the dire wolf, which stood at 3 feet 11 inches and could reach up to 220 pounds. The gray wolf possesses a narrower, more versatile skull for snapping and tearing at various prey, whereas the dire wolf had a much wider skull designed to support a stronger bite force for crushing thick bone. While modern wolves hunt deer and elk, the dire wolf was a megafauna specialist that focused on larger, slower prey. Crocodile species like the saltwater crocodile reach 16 feet 4 inches and weighs around 1 ton. But the prehistoric Deinosuchus reached lengths of 36 feet and reached an estimated 7 tons. While the modern crocodile has a relatively slender, V-shaped snout optimized for fish and medium mammals, the Deinosuchus featured a much broader and thicker U-shaped snout with bulbous openings at the tip, designed to withstand the violent thrashing of massive prey. Modern crocodiles eat fish and mammals, while Deinosuchus was large enough to routinely ambush and kill medium-sized dinosaurs. Species like the spotted hyena stand 2 feet 6 inches at the shoulder and weighs roughly 143 pounds, whereas the Palaeoloxodon reached a shoulder height of 3 feet 2 inches and reaching up to 243 pounds. While the modern hyena is built with long, slender limbs for endurance running and chasing prey over long distances, the Palaeoloxodon had significantly shorter, more robust limbs designed for stability and raw power when dragging carcasses. While modern hyenas are successful active hunters, Palaeoloxodon was a specialized, massive scavenger capable of chasing other predators off their kills. Capybara is the largest modern rodent at 2 feet tall and weighs about 110 pounds. But it is a dwarf compared to the Joseph Oartigacia, which stood 5 feet tall and weighed a full 1 ton. While capybaras use their 2-centimeter-long incisors for nibbling aquatic plants and grasses in South American wetlands, the Joseph Oartigacia used its 30-centimeter-long incisors like tusks for defense or digging for massive roots. Modern capybaras live in stable river environments, avoiding jaguars. But Joseph Oartigacia lived in a dangerous Pliocene landscape alongside 3-meter-tall terror birds, requiring much more aggressive defensive behaviors. Seeing these comparisons side by side highlights just how drastically the megafauna of our planet has shifted. While our modern predators and giants are impressive, they are shadows of the titans that once roamed our forests and oceans. Which ancestor surprised you the most with its scale? Let us know in the comments and subscribe for more prehistoric reality checks.